Ironheart, I kind of forgot about this show's existence, and I think a lot of different people did. If we look back on the timeline of what happened with this series, is that it was announced 5 years ago at Disney's Investors Call in 2020 when they announced that this show was happening, and this was announced alongside all the other Phase 4 and 5 stuff that was going on from then. And then this series started to shoot in 2022 from I think May to late 2022 in Chicago, and the shooting wrapped then, so, and it's been 3 years since. So a lot of people were wondering, over the years, why hasn't this show come out? It's been 3 years since it was announced, and it was because of this new initiative that Marvel had in late 2023, around the time I think Loki season 2 was airing, when it decided that the television mandate that Brian Chapek had, that Disney had during the pandemic, where they was rolling out content after content on Disney Plus, and since the quality decreased rapidly after that, they started restructuring things. That's how Thunderbolts had enough time. That's how Captain America: Brave New was restructured, whether that was good or not. And then Daredevil: Born Again's episodes were reworked, and a lot of the Phase 4 and 5 rollout that was from this earlier mandate is finished, and Captain America: Brave New World was one of the last films with that, and this series is one of the last remnants of that mandate. And so a lot of people are wondering, is this show going to be good? And I want to be optimistic about this. When I look at property, I don't want to just bash on it, and I'm not going to say that this show is going to be bad and this show is going to be terrible. I'm not saying that's before I see it, but I think there are some signs that are pointing towards worrying factors. If you look at the marketing plan, sure, Daredevil: Born Again only had a month before too, so I'm not gonna count this as a huge point, but them marketing this a month before releasing seems a little bit worrying. It's launching with a 3-episode premiere. That means that half the show is just going to be done from week 1. We don't know if this is going to be a weekly release after that. We don't know if this is going to be a one-and-run. We don't know if this is going to be a 3-episode rollout, like this premiere and what happened with Andor Season 2. We don't know about that. But the fact that they're just getting the first half of the show just right from week 1 is a little bit worrying. And even the character, Riri Williams, Ironheart, Dominic Thorne did an alright job, I think, but Black Panther: Wakanda Forever really did not do her justice, did not do her character justice. The writing was very poor, and they made the character a bit unlikable, and because of all these factors, because of the fact that this came out from the earlier mandate of quantity over quality, her introduction in the Wakanda Forever wasn't that good. The 3-episode release, the marketing plan, everything about the show does have some worrying signs, and I don't really think this trailer did enough job to convince me and other audience members who were watching the trailer a turnaround to say that this show is going to be good. I don't think it really did that. The trailer itself wasn't bad, but there's a long road up to really fulfill this for our interests, especially since Marvel has been going on the uptrain, and I'm really just worried about the show. But yeah, let's start breaking down the trailer. We start off with the opening elevator scene where, it's her quote-unquote interview with Parker Robbins, the Hood, played by Anthony Ramos. And yeah, she gets out of there, she's smart, and then we have the Hood. The few things that I am excited about the show is the fact that they're exploring tech versus magic, which, I mean, we have still to see the execution of the show, but I think that's an interesting concept to go by. There also seems to be some, morality problems that are going on with Riri, which I think is an interesting arc. And the Hood itself, I don't really know much about his comic history. From what I heard, is this powerful mystical figure, and just him being wrapped with Ironheart, just an interesting combination. And I think the two of them have some interesting, chemistry from these two characters. So I am a little bit excited about that, and I think Anthony Ramos is gonna do the character justice. In the comics, he also has abilities like flight and visibility, and we see that briefly in the trailer too. So yeah, these conflicting dynamics, I think, is going to also make the action sequences really interesting, considering that the budget for this show is really high. Usually that's not a good sign with these Disney Plus shows, but I mean, I think the action sequences look pretty solid from the trailer. People are also, considering that Mephisto might finally be like in this show because he's closely related with the character of Hood. I think that's also interesting, but I mean, we'll once again see about the execution of that. The Chicago MIT background, I do think, is interesting, and the fact that they shot this series in Chicago makes this probably going to make this feel vibrant, kind of like how Daredevil Born Again was shot in New York. That's another exciting factor, I guess. And last but not least, who's Alden Ehrenreich's character? Because he is in the trailers prominently. He has been reported by the trades as a prominent character. So who is he? There has been a lot of rumors that were circulating around, and there's a certain rumor that he's Obadiah Stane's son, Zeke Stane. And those of you who don't remember who Obadiah Stane is, he was the main villain of Iron Man, played by Jeff Bridges. I mean, that could also be the case, but yeah, once again, we'll see about this. So overall, with this show, I don't think the trailer was bad per se, but it's not really doing much to excite me for the show. And, once again, we'll just see what happens with this. Hopefully this is another exciting factor. Hopefully this is not what brings down the Marvel train, considering the upwards hike that we had recently. And hopefully this show is good. Fingers crossed. Let me know your thoughts down below. And please subscribe to the channel. Your subscription will mean a lot since this is a small channel that's growing. And, once again, like, subscribe, turn notifications on. And some future content. I am working on a Superman trailer breakdown. That's probably going to come out later in the weekend because I want to really deep dive into that trailer. We're also going to do a Rogue One rewatch, Mission Impossible rewatch, and or Season 2 final episodes. I don't know when these 4 videos are going to come exactly. I'm aiming for this week, but it might be pushed back a little bit into next week. We'll see. And yeah, that's my breakdown of Ironheart, and thank you for watching this video.